This screencast demonstrates how to retrieve a Citator report on both the Westlaw and Lexis Advance platforms and how to use a Citator report to advance your research. We'll start on Westlaw and retrieve a case by its citation. The citator on Westlaw is called Keycite. Content tabs across the top of the document, as you see here, court filings, negative treatment, case history, citing references, and the table of authorities make up the Keycite report. We use these tools first to determine whether a case remains valid law, but also as a way to find other related and relevant sources. The first thing we see is the flag indicator next to the case name. This yellow flag tells us that there has been some negative treatment. No further details, that's up to the researcher to discern, but below the case name and flag indicator, we find the content tabs that constitute the Keycite report. The negative treatment tab shows us negative treatment in the case's direct history and negative citing references. The exact meaning of that negative treatment is described in the treatment column of the table on this page. Also in the table is a depth of discussion indicator and the headnotes that these cases share with the case at hand, in this case, Tinker v. Des Moines. The History tab lists all of the cases that make up the direct history of prior opinions in this case, and to the right is a very helpful graphical depiction of the history that shows visually the appellate chain of decisions. The Citing References tab is where you may really take advantage of a citator tool to advance your research. If Tinker v. Des Moines is the starting point for your research, the citing references here help you expand that research to other cases, court documents, administrative law, and secondary sources that all cite to Tinker v. Des Moines. Navigate these document types in the menu on the left. For example, if I click through to secondary sources, I see additional options to filter to ALR annotations, law review articles, other journals, news, etc. This is an excellent way to go from one good case to finding secondary sources for background information and context on the broader topic of free speech and public education. When it comes to primary law, there are also very helpful filters available to start with one good case and citing documents on a specific jurisdiction. If I click Cases here, I now see a filter for jurisdiction and other filters related specifically to primary sources like cases. The last tab in a Keycite report is the table of authorities. The table of authorities lists all of the documents cited in the Tinker v. Des Moines opinion. Let's switch to Lexis Advance to see how a Shepard's report can similarly expand your research from one good case. From the Lexis Advance homepage, I will again retrieve the opinion in Tinker v. Des Moines by its citation. The Citing Decisions tab shows me all of the subsequent opinions that cite to Tinker v. Des Moines. Take note here that the total numbers and the treatments assigned are different from those we saw in Westlaw. This shows you how different the content of the databases on each platform can be and how the two citator systems can assign different meanings to their indicators. Consider running a citator report on both platforms in your research if both are available to you. The grid feature in Shepard's Citing Decisions tab is also very helpful. Here you can see the cases broken down by treatment and jurisdiction. Click on any color square to go directly to those specific cases. The Other Citing Sources tab is where you will find other primary and secondary sources that cite to Tinker v. Des Moines. Here's where you can expand your research from one good case to background information and related statutes or administrative materials. Again, like on Westlaw, the Table of Authorities tab lists all of the sources cited in the opinion for Tinker v. Des Moines. These are the basics for finding a Citator report and navigating a Citator report to expand your research.